Hey everyone, it's Allison with Not Just Yarn, and it is time to check in with our WIPs. So at the end of December, I put up a blog post, and in that blog post were tips on how to sort of handle your WIPs, keep track of them, get them under control a little bit. And in that was this free printable WIP tracker. So I printed mine off, I filled it out, and I have been crossing some things off in here or moving them. One of the big things that I did and that I recommend to anybody is a timeout basket or a spot in your room that is your timeout spot. Think of it as your timeout corner, like when you put your children in the timeout corner. That's what you're going to do with some of your WIPs. So there's a couple on here that I moved into timeout because I don't have the mental energy, or they are wrong seasonally, and so I'm not even going to talk about those today. Just know that they are not going to go on any WIP tracker moving forward. The point of this video is to introduce a challenge for myself and one that I invite you to join me in, and we are going to call that Finish It February. Now there is a hashtag Finish It February. It's pretty popular. There's lots of different posts, and it covers all genres, not just knitting and crochet. So there's books that you want to finish, there's scrapbook pages you want to finish, there's like renovations you want to finish, whatever it is that is on your to-do list. Finish It February is the catch-all hashtag for it. So I have created a Finish It February fun chart. I really like the alliteration. This is designed, this one's blank, you can print it off, and then you can write in your different WIPs and then just kind of have fun all month crossing it off. So this is the type of thing that you can post in whatever creative space you normally work in, or have it in your project bag or whatever, and it will be a visual reminder to work on your WIPs. There is also a Canva template that you can open up. If you are used to using Canva, you can open that up and then you can add them in Canva. You can add graphics if you want, pictures, all sorts of things. And then in Canva or physically, you can cross them off, and then you can actually download a JPEG of that, post it to your social media with the hashtag Finish It February, and it'll be a really fun way for all of us to sort of participate and keep track and keep each other accountable. So, what am I finishing this month? Well, let's take an honest look at some of my WIPs. Fair warning, this video might go long. I have printed off another copy of my WIP tracker because I realized that I have different categories of WIPs. So my first category, let's get it back to WIP number one. My first category is knitting. So I am participating in our Toe Up Sock knitting class this month, and this is my progress. So that is on my knitting WIP. Now this one is one that, well, I will at least finish one sock in the month of February. But as for the second sock, who knows? I picked a Christmas yarn for the reason that it might not get finished before Christmas time. So that was my out for not doing the second sock. Anyways, that's WIP number one. That was not on my WIP pile in January, well, the end of December, because I hadn't started that class yet. The other knitting WIP that is on my pile is the Silverberry scarf kit that I won from my yarn rep, or my yarn company, Estelle. And I think I mentioned that in the previous video. I was making some mistakes. I had managed to gain a whole lot of stitches, and in my mind, it was no longer salvageable. So the whole thing needs to be frogged. I mean, I've got like, I don't even know, maybe 6 inches done, which, in the knitting world, especially when you're working with a finer yarn, does take some time, but it's not like I had like half a scarf done. But it does need to be frogged, and I need to start again. So that one is in my timeout basket. I'm not even going to think about it this month. Besides, it's a scarf. I live where it doesn't get super, super cold. So if I finish it by next Christmas in time to gift to somebody, I'll be happy. All right, next category is personal. So first, personal WIP. I didn't even put it on my previous WIP tracker. It's this basket. Let's just zoom out a little bit so you can see all of this goodness. This is the Time to Bloom Hexie Granny blanket. This is a hand-jan crochet design. I started this in like, I don't even know, 2023 maybe. I have several of the hexagons done, but in true Allison fashion, I decided that I needed to make the blanket bigger. It just wasn't going to be big enough for me, and I needed to make some more hexagons. Yeah, oh, and then also I was using Cascade Anthem DK, which they've since continued. So that was kind of a sucky thing. I think I have enough to finish the size that the pattern makes. And to be honest, I'm going to pull this out and reevaluate, because it is entirely possible that I might be happier with a smaller blanket now. And just to get it finished, in all honesty. So I'm going to put this on my personal WIP. It is right there on my personal WIP tracker. And I pledge to work on it this month, but I don't pledge to finish it because, well, I have a lot of other things that I really need to get done this month that are more businessy related. So my personal WIPs are ones that I can do in between business projects, or if I have just extra downtime, and I'm just looking for something a little bit different. So that is my priority. So that is one. I have another blanket WIP. I don't know if you do this, but bags, baskets, however it is that you store this. I bought a whole lot of this Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick in the color Potion, which they don't even allow me as a Canadian retailer to sell this color. We won't even go down that path. I had bought it to do one of those cocoon sweaters, and it was so fugly that I frogged the entire thing. And then I was looking at all this yarn going, well, what the heck am I going to do with all this yarn? And I was kind of obsessed with the star stitch at the time, so I decided to start a blanket. There is no pattern. I'm not even sure what size hook I was using anymore. But I still have a couple of balls in here to go. The blanket's a fair size, so it shouldn't take me that long to finish it. But this is going to get done this month. This is definitely a like sit in front of the TV and watch some stupid show with your husband and get this done kind of a project. So that is also on my WIP pile. I showed you guys this basket in the previous post about my WIPs, and it had various balls of cotton in it. I have used a fair number of those balls to do up washcloths. So washcloths for me are that, again, sit in front of the TV and watch something stupid with your husband kind of a project. I don't necessarily have to think about it. This pattern just lives rent-free in my head. And these are the types of things that are really handy to have for hostess gifts, but I also will put a special band on them and include them with orders from my shop that are over $50, that kind of thing. So I still have some cotton to go through, and then I've got all of these that I need to sort of weave in the ends and package up. Also in this basket is this circle leaf market bag that I need to finish. So that needs to go with me to a WIP night, and I need to work on it. I just need to focus and get that done. Other things in this basket is a pattern for crochet knockers. I did finish an entire set, like a pair of crochet knockers, but I want to make more because that's one of our focuses this year. So that's in here. And then I've got this pattern, which I need to find the half-finished project. So that is that basket. Let's find this project because it involves a whole other bag that we need to talk about. Welcome to my dirty little secret. So this bag is full of yarn that I have purchased from other yarn shops or during like Knit City or Fibres West. And some of them have a project in mind, some of them do not. So back in 2023, I think, maybe 2024, I did a little mini yarn crawl on behalf of my old store. And I visited some local yarn shops and I picked up some yarn from each. And one of the places I visited was Sweet Georgia. Now, Sweet Georgia, they dye and mill their own yarn. They also do lots of classes and things. And I had picked up this one hank of Cash Luxe Spark. And when I was going through these yarns, I was like, wow, that's really not enough to make anything with. So I went back. I had to go there anyways to pick up something else, but I went back and I picked up another a ball of the same type of yarn, just a different colorway. And with the two of them now, I am going to make Brianna K's wheat stitch hat. That's my plan. I think there's there might be another hank of this in there somewhere. Then, oh shoot, it's been cut. Well, that's disappointing. I'm gonna have to deal with that when I wind it. At Fibres West 2025, I picked up, I think, 2 hanks of this, all points north. It's called Duck Pond. It's beautiful. I wasn't sure what I was going to make with it, but I just kind of fell in love with it. At Knit City, I picked up 2 more hanks, and now I have enough that I can probably make a t-shirt. So that is my plan. Also in here, this is from Bad Rabbit. The lady who runs Bad Rabbit also dyes her own yarn, and I had picked up one of her like sampler packs, so I need to figure out what to make with that. I have some yarn from Myrtle Yarns. I have no idea what I'm making with that yet. These I picked up from Valley Yarns when I went out there. I think that's going to be a cowl. I've got some Kensington Prairie yarns in here that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. And oh, there's more Kensington Prairie. And then I picked up some Drops Flora from I can't remember the name of the shop, but it's in New Westminster Quay. I'll put all these links down below in the description of like where you can find these shops. I'm not really sure what that's going to turn into. And then this is what I was looking for. My lovely friend Kim, Frog and Stitch, brought this back from Italy, and I started to make the Dinah Infinity scarf out of it. This came with me to Mexico. I was working on it on the airplane, on the bus that we took to Chichen Itza, by the pool. It's gorgeous, like color changing yarn. It's just beautiful. So I need to finish that. It's going to be a very long scarf when I'm done, but I'm very excited for it because the colors are just absolutely stunning. So that is that bag. I'm going to keep this separate from my other yarn, and we are going to deal with this yarn in a completely separate post. And I will give you tips and tricks on how to deal with your stash yarn, because I know we all have stash yarn. All right, let me clean this up and we'll talk about some of my business whips. Taking a quick look back at the whip tracker under my personal section, we've got the hexagon blanket. So I haven't put it back into timeout for this month. It's gonna stay visible. The star stitch blanket, again, it's not gonna go into timeout. Circle leaf market bag, again, not gonna go into timeout. The infinity scarf, these are all projects that I will attempt to either finish or make progress on this month. The last one is the Brianna K Wheat Stitch Snowman. It's gone into timeout. I'm not pulling it out. I'm not even going to show you the progress that I have on it. I don't need that until Christmas time, so I will pull that out in the fall. And this is going to be the start of my business whips. And my business whips require more explanation, I suppose. So as a yarn shop owner, I bring in fun, different yarns, like this alpaca feather. It is beautiful and squishy, but for the average knitter and crocheter, they are going to look at this and wonder what the heck to do with it. So as a yarn shop owner, it's kind of on me to show them, which means I need to make something with this. So literally every single ball of wool in my inventory is on my business whip pile. So that's not something that I'm going to write down. I do have a plan for probably in March to go through them and share them all with you. But that is still in its baby planning stages, so stay tuned. The other businessy whips that I have are pattern designs. So this one is one that I finished in time for our Whip for Good warm weather gear night. And this one uses Estelle Color Flare yarn. And I have two kits made up in this gray colorway and then a blue colorway, and they come with coordinating pom-poms. So there are multiple knit patterns for free on my supplier site, but no crochet patterns, so I wanted to provide a crochet pattern. This one is the same stitch pattern. When I made this one, I didn't take into account the different brim, so I want to rewrite this. And I attempted it and it was not perfect, so I have to go back to the drawing board. So these are the types of things that are on my business whip pile. We have this gorgeous yarn that makes up slippers. So this is a knit version. Our instructor Fiona made them. So you knit it and then you wash it in hot water and it felts it and shrinks it. I wanted to see if I could adapt the pattern for crochet, so I tried. But I did not take into account that crochet stitches do not shrink at the same rate that knit stitches do, so these are just giant. So I have to go back to the drawing board. So this particular whip is kind of in business timeout. Will I put it on my February tracker? Maybe. But I have other bigger projects that I'm working on this month, so maybe not. I promised you guys the pattern for these baskets, and I still haven't delivered that, so that's got to get done. What else? This is another crochet pattern for the color. It's not Color Flare, it's something else completely, that I just need to write up and or publish. So yeah, so there's a lot of things like that where I just need to write them up. I am also trying to develop a top pattern using this yarn that I got from Bobbiny. So this is the Bobbiny 3mm Junior macrame cord. But they also have this cotton yarn, and I was trying to develop a pattern for that. That's actually a different yarn. I don't know what's in that bag. This is the friendly yarn. So yeah, again, in my whip pile. What else is on my whip pile? This was the first attempt at my Sophie scarf that I frogged and restarted with a different yarn. I need to film the process for creating that scarf. It's all finished and we are almost ready to offer it as a class. So this is just gonna wait until I'm ready to film. So that is a quick and dirty, no, not so quick, a more in-depth look at what my whip situation honestly looks like. Because it's not quite as simple as a business owner and as somebody who is trying to get into more pattern design. It is not quite as simple as just, oh, I found a pattern I really like, I want to make it. I have different facets, different levels for my whips. So, but I am going to fill this out. I'm going to post my filled out one in the blog post so that you guys can see it. It's going to be a compilation of personal projects, knitting projects, business projects, and maybe future projects as well. I want to fill up all the squares. I won't guarantee that I will get all of these done, but they are definitely projects that I want to focus on this month in February. So I hope you join me for Finish It February. If you do, please use the hashtag Finish It February. Tag me if you're posting on social media. I am not just yarn_Ladner on all platforms. And yeah, follow along for my progress. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.